Welcome to News Daily. Up next are today's main stories.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng meets World Bank Country Director Victoria Kwakwa. Vietnam-Malaysia seek ways to boost information technology cooperation. Rare royal documents discovered in Nghệ An province.
Vietnamese Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng asks the World Bank Country Director Victoria Kwakwa to continue the organization's support for the country during their meeting in Hanoi on May 24th.
Focus on public investment, state enterprises and the banking system. The government leader expected the World Bank to support Vietnam in pursuing development goals, provide policy consultancy, and share experience in dealing with bank bad debts. It also hoped for an increased foreign investment and the implementation of key traffic projects. The World Bank country director suggested Vietnam focus on helping enterprises, improving production and trade, improving technology application in production, and creating more jobs. Kwakwa said Vietnam should enhance its control over public investment to improve its effectiveness. She confirmed that the World Bank will always cooperate with and support Vietnam in its development process. The World Bank earlier announced it will allocate $4.2 billion for a 2012-2016 strategy to support the country.
A cooperative program between Vietnam and the International Labour Organization was signed by representatives of relevant agencies in Hanoi on May 24th.
The program aims to promote sustainable employment, which means effective work in a safe and fair environment. It will be developed based on Vietnam's cooperative achievements with the ILO in previous years and the government's priorities in employment and social protection. Minister of Labour, Invalids and Social Affairs Phạm Thị Hải Truyền urged relevant agencies and the ILO to develop plans for the program's implementation with a focus on supporting the development of labor codes and the National Program for Employment for the 2011-2012 period. The latest focus will center around employment for youth and rural workers, activities to enhance harmonious working relationship at enterprises, and to help the implementation of the government's social protection strategies.
Representatives from Vietnamese and Malaysian businesses gather at an Information and Communication Technology Forum in Ho Chi Minh City on May 24th to seek cooperative opportunities.
The event was jointly organized by Malaysia Trade External Development Corporation and Quang Trung Software Park. Participants at the event heard that cooperation between Malaysia, which owns infrastructure, expertise and a broadband network, and Vietnam, with an abundant supply of manpower and a promising market, will help raise each side's strength and competitiveness in the global market. According to the Municipal Department of Information and Communications, Vietnam's IT sector has maintained stable growth in past years. In Ho Chi Minh City alone, the sector earns nearly $2.5 billion a year. At the event, the Vietnam TMA software company, along with its Malaysian partner NextGrid, inked a deal with online payment service provider iPay88, under which a mobile payment system will be set up across the Southeast Asia using TMA NextGrid technology via iPay88.
On May 25th, the State Bank of Vietnam, SBV, cut the ceiling interest rate for saving deposits in Vietnamese dong by 1%, making it 11% per annum.
The cap on interest rates for saving deposits in Vietnamese dong fell by 2% in March and April. The SBV targets a further interest rate cut of 1% per quarter if all elements impacting on inflation are positive. Also on May 25th, the government decree on gold business management took effect. Gold bars can only be bought and sold at credit institutions and businesses licensed by the central bank. The state has the executive right to produce gold bars and gold materials and import gold materials for gold bar production.
The Vietnam Food Association reports that the country exported over 400,000 tons of rice between May 1st and May 17, bringing the total volume of rice export this year to 2.16 million tons.
The country hopes to export 3 to 3.5 million tons of rice in the first half of the year and more than 1 million tons from now until the end of June. The association said that rice exports were slow at the start of the year, with only 280,000 tons in January and 348,000 tons in February being shipped overseas. However, this figure rose to 460,000 tons in March and 671,000 tons in April.
A seminar on the Vietnam-Italy Enterprise Partnership for Development took place in Ho Chi Minh City, May 24th.
Since 2009, the Italian government has invested 3 million euros on the Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises Development Project to assist them raise their competitiveness on the international arena. At the seminar, Italian ambassador to Vietnam, Lorenzo Angeloni, representative of the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, Patrick Gilabert, and leaders of the Ministries of Planning and Investment introduced Vietnam's economic panorama and business opportunities for foreign investors. The project is designed to develop an international enterprise partnership for the two countries' businesses and implement activities to promote trade, production, and technical cooperation agreements. The project has provided technical assistance to almost 80 Vietnamese textile and garment, footwear and wooden furniture businesses and organized 40 training courses and 10 fact-finding tours for Vietnamese businesses to conduct market surveys and visit production mills in Italy.
"36 ancient decrees honoring and awarding titles for the nobles of the past has been discovered in the central Nghệ An province. The full report is as follows.
The Department for the Preservation of Historical Sites in Nghệ An province reports that the documents, some in Han or Chinese script and others in Nom or Vietnamese script, were found at the Phan family's worshipping house in Bắc Thành commune in Yên Thành district. The 36 honors and titles was bestowed on 18 senior members of the Phan family in recognition of their contributions to the country's defense from the Lê to the Nguyen dynasties. This is the first time royal documents have been discovered in Nghệ An province, said Phan Văn Hùng, department's deputy head. Of the 36 documents, 16 date back to the Lê dynasty after 1595, and the remainder are from the Nguyen dynasty up until 1924. One was written by King Lê Dụ Tông in 1692 and given to a senior official called Phan Cảnh Các for valiant service in defense of his country. The discovery is a rare and valuable archive for historical researchers and gives a rare insight into the culture of families in Nghệ An in particular and in North Central region in general.
And lastly, senior officials of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, have agreed upon the main elements in the draft of the EC Code of Conduct COC.
Secretary of State of Cambodia's Foreign Ministry Sơn Ratchavi, who chaired the 7th ASEAN Senior Officials Meeting, said the completion is a positive result. She said the COC is very important for strengthening peace and stability in the region and for boosting friendship and cooperation between ASEAN and China. The key elements for the draft COC are expected to be submitted to the ASEAN foreign ministers at their July meeting for a final decision. In July last year, ASEAN foreign ministers adopted guidelines for drafting the COC.
And those are all the stories for today. Thanks for your time and goodbye.